Welcome to Liverpool fans. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Liverpool's long-term planning for life after Mohamed Salah has quietly intensified, and one name has begun to surface with increasing seriousness inside recruitment discussions: Antoine Semenyo. As October developments revealed, the Bournemouth forward's explosive start to the season has not only turned heads, but has also shifted perceptions at Anfield about what the next evolution of Liverpool's attack could look like. Antoine Semenyo's rise has not been sudden in the sense of talent, but it has been emphatic in terms of output. 6 goals and 3 assists in his first 8 Premier League matches represent more than just a hot streak. They signal a player who has adapted fully to the league's physicality, tempo, and tactical demands. For Liverpool's data-driven recruitment model, these numbers matter, but what matters even more is how they have been achieved. Semenyo has not been a luxury attacker living off moments. He has been involved in build-up play, defensive transitions, pressing phases, and direct duels. That complete profile is precisely what has drawn Liverpool's attention. Inside the club, there is an acceptance that Mohamed Salah's era, while not yet officially over, is approaching a natural crossroads. Contract uncertainty, age, physical demands, and the shifting dynamics of Liverpool's forward line have all forced the club to think beyond sentiment. This is not about forcing Salah out, but about ensuring continuity. Liverpool's sporting department has learned from the past that succession planning cannot wait until a legend departs. It must begin while the legend is still present. That context explains why Semenyo has emerged as a serious option. At 25 years old, he sits in a perfect age bracket. He is experienced enough to step into a high-pressure environment without fear, yet young enough to be moulded into Liverpool's tactical identity over multiple seasons. His versatility is a key factor. Semenyo can operate from the right wing, the left wing, or centrally. That flexibility mirrors what Salah once offered in his earlier years and aligns with the fluid attacking systems Liverpool favour. Liverpool's interest, as reported in October, is not speculative admiration. Internal discussions have focused on whether a move as early as the January transfer window would be both feasible and strategic. Bournemouth, fully aware of Semenyo's importance and value, are under no financial pressure to sell. His contract runs until 2030, giving the South Coast club complete leverage. The reported valuation of around £75 million reflects not only his performances, but also the market reality for elite Premier League attackers. Chelsea's early positioning in the race has complicated matters. They have already made exploratory moves, signalling a willingness to pay a premium. However, Liverpool's approach differs fundamentally. Where Chelsea may offer immediate financial power, Liverpool offer structure, stability, and a clearly defined sporting project. For a player like Semenyo, who has developed steadily rather than explosively, that environment could be decisive. What particularly appeals to Liverpool's analysts is how seamlessly Semenyo's skill set aligns with the demands of playing at Anfield. He is powerful in transition, comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, and decisive in the final third. His pressing intensity stands out. Bournemouth's system relies heavily on his willingness to track back, close passing lanes, and disrupt opposition build-up. Those qualities resonate deeply with Liverpool's footballing DNA, shaped over years by high-intensity pressing and collective responsibility. There is also an important tactical layer to this interest. Under Arne Slot, Liverpool have been exploring variations in attacking structure, with greater emphasis on positional rotation and overloads rather than fixed roles. Semenyo's adaptability would allow Slot to experiment without sacrificing balance. He can stretch defences wide, attack half spaces, or operate as a secondary striker depending on game state. That versatility reduces tactical predictability, something Liverpool have actively sought to improve. From a dressing room perspective, Semenyo is viewed as a low-risk personality fit. Reports from Bournemouth describe him as focused, coachable, and grounded. He is not seen as a disruptive presence or a player driven solely by individual recognition. For a club navigating a delicate transitional phase, that matters. Liverpool are conscious of maintaining harmony, especially with senior figures still influential within the squad. The idea of Semenyo as a post-Salah solution has gained traction not only inside the club, but also among analysts and former players. Some have openly stated that he appears tailor-made for Liverpool, capable of carrying responsibility on either flank. Unlike more specialised wingers, Semenyo does not depend entirely on isolation or service. The relationship between Mohamed Salah and Liverpool has always been defined by excellence, loyalty, and mutual respect. But recent weeks have exposed a fragile tension that few expected to see unfold so publicly. At the centre of this unfolding drama are three powerful figures connected by Liverpool's modern identity: Mohamed Salah, Jamie Carragher, and head coach Arne Slot. What began as a subtle difference of opinion has escalated into a narrative that touches on authority, legacy, respect, and the future direction of the club. Jamie Carragher's comments, delivered during a televised post-match discussion, landed with unexpected force. The former Liverpool defender, now one of the most influential pundits in English football, questioned whether Salah's recent public behaviour aligned with what Liverpool needed during a transitional period. While Carragher stopped short of direct condemnation, the tone of his remarks was unmistakable. He suggested that Salah's body language, comments, and visible frustration risked undermining the collective unity of the squad. For many fans, the comments felt personal. Salah is not just another player at Liverpool. He is a symbol of an era, a figure who carried the club through its darkest and brightest moments, delivering goals, trophies, and global recognition. Carragher's words, though measured, were interpreted by some as dismissive of Salah's contributions and sacrifices. Others felt Carragher was simply voicing an uncomfortable truth that needed to be addressed. The reaction was immediate. Social media erupted, dividing the fan base into camps. One side defended Carragher's right to critique any player regardless of status, arguing that no individual should be above scrutiny. The other side accused him of targeting Salah unfairly, especially at a time when the club was struggling to establish stability under new management. Mohamed Salah, for his part, remained publicly restrained. He did not respond directly to Carragher's remarks, choosing instead to let his performances and professionalism speak for him. Those close to the player, however, revealed that the comments cut deeply. Salah has always prided himself on discipline and dedication, rarely engaging in public disputes. To be questioned by a club legend he respected felt like a breach of mutual understanding. Inside the Liverpool dressing room, the atmosphere was tense but controlled. Senior players were aware of the growing noise around Salah and the implications it could have on morale. Younger players, many of whom grew up idolising Salah, watched closely to see how the situation would unfold. For them, this was not just about one player, but about how leadership and respect were handled at the highest level. Amid the speculation, Arne Slot stepped forward with a clear and deliberate message. In a press conference that would later be dissected line by line, the Liverpool head coach publicly backed Mohamed Salah. Slot spoke calmly, firmly, and without ambiguity. He emphasised that Salah remained a vital part of Liverpool's present and future, praising his work ethic, professionalism, and influence both on and off the pitch. Slot acknowledged that disagreements and frustrations are natural in elite football, especially during periods of transition. What mattered, he said, was how those moments were managed internally. He made it clear that Salah had been honest with him in private conversations and that mutual respect had been maintained. Slot rejected the notion that Salah's behaviour was disruptive, describing him instead as a competitor driven by standards and ambition. This public backing was significant. In modern football, managers often avoid taking sides in public disputes, preferring vague statements to minimise controversy. Slot's decision to openly support Salah sent a message not only to the media, but to the squad and the fan base. It reinforced the idea that Liverpool's project would be built on trust and dialogue, rather than authority imposed through silence or punishment. The contrast between Carragher's commentary and Slot's stance highlighted a deeper debate within Liverpool's identity. Carragher represents a culture of hard standards, accountability, and collective discipline shaped during his playing days. Slot, meanwhile, represents a new era of man management, communication, and emotional intelligence. Salah stands at the intersection of these philosophies, embodying both relentless professionalism and modern player empowerment. As the days passed, Carragher clarified his position, insisting that his comments were not intended as a personal attack. He emphasized his respect for Salah's legacy and achievements, noting that his criticism stemmed from a desire to see Liverpool succeed. Still, the damage had been done. The episode exposed how quickly narratives can spiral in the modern football media ecosystem. For Salah, the episode became another test of his resilience.